Hi, my name is Anne Marie, and I'm going to be talking to you today about the differences between plant and animal cells. And actually, we're going to make a game about this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about some common things between plant and animals. Then I'm going to list some organelles about subject number one that are not in subject number two. Then I'm going to list some organelles that are in subject number two, but not in subject number one. And then I'm going to give you some general information about both of them. So let's get started, and then you can guess. So the first things that are common about both plant and animal cells is that they both have a mitochondrion. The mitochondrion is basically the powerhouse of the cell. The second item is a Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus is a stack of membranes that collects, modifies, and packages chemical compounds. The next thing that they both have in common is a rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum is a network of passageways in which chemical compounds are manufactured, processed, and transported. The next thing that's in common is they both have a nucleus. The nucleus is that round body in the center of the cell that contains the DNA and regulates genes. The next thing that's in common for both plants and animals is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is that jelly substance, mainly composed of water, that occupies most of the space between the cell membrane and the nucleus. Another organelle is the perioxysome. This is a small organelle that is in the cytoplasm, and it breaks down chain fatty acids. The next one is ribosomes. And ribosomes, they are tiny structures where proteins are synthesized. Okay, let's move on. So now we're going to look at organelles in subject 1 that are not found in subject 2. These are the cell walls, which is made of cellulose, chloroplast, which is an organ that converts the energy of the sun into energy for the cell through photosynthesis. And then we have the plasmodesma. And in subject number 1, it is sometimes apparent. And in subject number 2, it is not. And this allows transport of molecules and the sharing of nutrients between the cells. Now let's take a look at those items that are in subject number 2, but that are not in subject number 1. So we have the centrosomes that are in subject number 2. We have the lysosomes, which are used to remove waste from the cell and to destroy a cell after it has died. And cholesterol is in the cell membrane in subject number 2, which prevents the cell from basically turning to mush. Now let's look at those general information about both plants and animals. Subject number 1, it stores its excess glucose through starches. And in subject 2, the excess glucose is stored in glycogen. The shape of subject number 1 is fixed and regular, whereas the shape of number 2 is unstructured. Flagella is an organelle that is found only in the gametes of subject number 1, and they have them in subject number 2, and these help the cell to move. And the last but not least is central vacuolum. So in subject number 1, it's very large, whereas in subject number 2, it's small or they just don't have any. So, drum roll please. And what do you think? The green is your plant cell and the blue is your animal cell. And what you can do is click on this link below, and all the information that I have presented to you in this presentation is now in an Excel file with labeled what they are, plant or animal, what structures are contained in them, and just some general information. Thank you for listening to my presentation on the differences between plants and animals. Thank you.